So exercise 5H, part 1, solving trigonometric equations. Solve the following. Sine theta is √3 on 2 for any angles between 0 and 360. So we're asking for a full revolution. All right, there are 3 steps. First step, which quadrants are you in? Step 1 is to identify the quadrants. So you look at it and you can only tell the quadrants by whether sine theta is positive or sine theta is negative. Is sine theta positive or negative? Sine theta is √3 on 2. I can see no sign there. Sine theta is positive. So quadrants. So I go sine theta is greater than 0 or positive in quadrants. Which quadrants? 1 and 2. That's step 1. Which quadrants are you in? Step 2 is to find the acute angle. Okay, don't worry that it's quadrants 1 and 2. You just say sine of what is √3 on 2. This is one of the exact ratios. Is it sine 30, sine 45, or sine 60? You know what you could do? You could get your calculator and go shift, or you can look at the diagram that you're given in the exam. Now, the diagram that you're given in the exam is this. It's this. 30, 60. That's what you get. That's one of them. Okay, so if you see that, sine of what is √3 on 2? Is it sine 60 or sine 30? If you can't do that, how do you use your calculator to find the angle? Don't you go theta is shift sine to the -1 of that? Come on, find it. Yeah. If you go shift sine √3 on 2 on your calculator, you're going to get 60. So now we're going to draw the picture. So the first step is always, what quadrants am I in? Sine theta is positive. So I must be in 1 and 2. The second step is to find the acute angle. And the acute angle is sine of what is that? So it's sine of 60. And you can do it by going sine to the -1 of √3 on 2. The third step is to draw it and write down the solutions. And write the solutions down. Acute angle, remember, is the butterfly. So we've got the butterfly in quadrants 1 and 2. And do you know where you put the 60s? Next to the x-axis. And you tell me what those 2 angles are. There's my first one. There's my second one. So you identify the quadrants, whether sine theta is positive or negative. You find the acute angle. So the first step is which quadrants? Second step, acute angle. Third step, you must draw it and write the solutions out. And you're going a full circle from 0 to 360. But we're only in quadrants 1 and 2 because sine is positive in 1 and 2. What are my 2 answers? What's quadrant 1 with the butterfly? 60. And what's quadrant 2? 120 or 180. You know how we've learnt that quadrant 2 is 180 minus theta? But I don't even bother with that. I just draw it and you can see it's 120. So 60, 120. We're going to do a few more. 3 steps again. What's step 1? Quadrant. What quadrant are we in? So you look at it and you say tan is negative. So you go tan theta is negative in 2 and 4. Okay, so I know I'm in 2 and 4. Right? I just need to know my angle that I'm going to draw in my butterfly. That's the second step. Step 2, what's the acute angle? You know how we were going on for lessons? What's the related acute angle? That's what I'm trying to find. What's the acute angle? So you just look at it and you say tan of what? Don't worry about the negative now. Tan of what is 1 on √3? See, the negative is just telling you where you are. I'm in quadrants 2 and 4. So ignore the negative. Tan of what is 1 on √3? Is it tan 30, tan 45, or tan 60? And it's tan 30. So I write, and you must write acute angle. So and I forgot to write that in the first one. So I should write acute angle theta. because that's the acute angle. So acute angle theta is 60, but that's not my whole answer, all right? So again, acute angle theta is tan to the minus 1 of 1 on root 3. Don't put the negative in. The negative gives you the location, or the positive gives you the location. The size of the angle is tan of what is 1 on root 3. And if you know your exact values, it's 30. If you don't, you just grab your calculator and you go shift tan, bracket, 1 divided by root 3, close bracket. And you get 30. Good. Now we know we're in quadrants 2 and 4. So you do your little sketch, and in quadrant 2 you put 30, and quadrant 4 you put 30. Just remember where the angles go, it's always like this, remember? That's where we're interested in the thetas, the butterfly. So then you just, now my answers have to go from 0 to 360. 0, 90, 180, 270, 360. Where's my first answer? What's that? Good. So step 3 is to draw it and write the solutions. So my solutions and draw it. Always draw it, please, girls. It's so much easier. So theta is 150. Now, some people like to write it, because they know that quadrant 2 is 180 minus. So they get 150. And quadrant 4, see, I like to just look at the picture. You're 30 short of 360. But if you're one of these people that like to write it, it's 360 minus. Remember this, we go theta, 180 minus, 180 plus, 360 minus. Remember we were doing all that? That's if you want to learn the rule. If you're a visual person, you just draw the diagram. You don't have to know any rules. You just draw it. 150 and 330. Okay? And let's do one more. We've done a sine, we've done a tan. Let's do a cos. I'm not choosing. Theta is not going to be 30, 45 or 60. It's not an exact value. Let's do that. Solve that. We'll just go to the nearest degree. Oh no, we'll go to the nearest minute. Solve for theta to the nearest minute. So we're going to find out what theta is to the nearest minute. All right, remember the 3 steps. Step 1, quadrants. I don't mind, you can draw everything you need, all stations to central, whatever you want. All right, what do we got? Cos theta is positive or negative? Cos theta is negative. Where? Well, good. Step 2 is the acute angle. So we say, now later, you don't have to write step 1 quadrant, step 2. You just write cos theta is negative in quadrants 2 and 3. Acute angle theta. You go cos of what is 2, not cos of what is negative 2. What's the negative for? The quadrants. So cos to the, and acute angles are always positive. Cos to the minus 1 of 2. Please don't put the negative in, otherwise you're going to get 120 or something. I don't know what you're going to get. You go shift cos, you go inverse, second function cos 2. Oh yeah, it doesn't work because I shouldn't have chosen that value. So you're right. Can we make it, can we change the value to, just go 0.2. That'll do. You know why? Because cos only goes from 1 to negative 1. Yeah. Can you make it negative 0.2? Thank you. Good. Degrees and minutes. So it's cos of theta is negative 0.2. Theta is, I want degrees and minutes. All right, just read out what you've got. 27 minutes, how many seconds? Seconds. Girls, that's what I've got. Shift cos of 0.2, not negative 0.2. The negative is for the quadrant. I get that. I want it to the nearest minute. So I've got 78 degrees. Is it going to be 27 minutes or 28 minutes? 28 because, degrees, minutes, seconds. Everything's out of 60. It's like hours, minutes, seconds. So 47 is bigger than 30, 28 minutes. So what we do, we draw our diagram. We know we're in 2 and 3. And in that space, I've got 78 degrees, 28 minutes. And same with this one. Got it? 2 and 3. So what are my solutions? Step 3 is my solutions and drawing it. So theta is, I've got 2 solutions. See, you can see what you need to do. What's the first one? Isn't it going to be 180 minus that? And what's the other one going to be? 180 plus that. You know how to do it? 180 minus 78 DMS, 28 DMS equals, I think we're going to get 101 degrees and 32 minutes. Can you check it? And don't we get 258 degrees, 28 minutes? And you know what you can do now? You can check your answers, and they're going to be a little bit off, but now just go cos of 101 degrees, 32 minutes, and you should get something very close to negative 0.2. And also go to your calculator and press cos of 258 degrees, 28 minutes, and you should get something very close to negative 0.2.